Want more podcasts? Head over to gmg-podcast.com.
I know I'm not that old, but for me, it makes me very happy to see your success going on right now, and I wish you nothing but the best, brother. And I see big things for you. Just keep doing what you're doing, keep plugging away, and you're definitely. I have no doubt that you're gonna fucking do big things. And
Yeah.
80 fights, man. You're a seasoned vet, so I'm looking forward to watching you beat some shit out of some guys and being the first Tamil champ, bro.
Thank you. I have to give you a big shout out because when I first you were there like when I first started boxing, like in my first year of boxing, you and Saj were always in the gym, and just to find out there was like other brown professional fighters because at that time you were turning professional, and
Yeah.
Saj was already like he was like pro and he was like stopped at that time, but I was just like you know what to see there's even professional athletes like the same skin color as me, and because the only guys you see are like they don't you kind of don't relate to them the same.
Yeah,
So
I know.
I was
I know
fortunate
you.
to have you guys there.
I know what you mean. It's funny, but it's hard. Like I say this, and I'm not being like discriminatory towards my own people, but like, there's not brown people don't do shit. We drive Ubers and do math and answer fucking call centers. Like I'm being stereotypical here, but I don't give a fuck. Like, like, like when you go to a family function, like that's what brown people do, and we're cool with that. We're doctors, we're fucking lawyers, we do that kind of shit. You don't see many of it, but you know what it is? It's a mindset, bro. Like I've never seen it as a skin color thing. To be honest with you, I just like I've always like when I was a young kid, I was always like I wanted to be a professional athlete. But like when you grow up in the kind of homes that we do, it's not prioritized thing, right? And
Mm-hmm.
fighting for me was like I didn't even think about that. Like I didn't think I was like when I was a kid, I was like I want to play basketball. I want to do like I want to those kind of things. For me, it was the for me fighting became like I thought I was like when I started doing Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and that's where I started fighting. I wanted to pursue professional fighting because I view it as it's probably one of the hardest things in the world to do. Combat sports at all level, and even as I'm getting older and I transition into other things in life, and like right now I'm really focused on business and doing all these other fun things like podcasts and all that stuff. I always bring it back. I always say people they're like, you know, I always relate this when when you have a day where you just things just keep hitting you in the fucking face. You're like, this bill comes, you get pulled over, this your car breaks, all the shit can go wrong. I was related back to this. There's nothing worse in life to me than being absolutely exhausted, my muscles cramping, being full mounted, and getting beat the fuck in my face. And I've been there. We've all been there. Like you can relate to positions in boxing where you're being there where you can't even keep your hands up. You're getting fucking smoked. You can't see shit. You're about to die. You know what I mean? And finally, the bell saves you, and you're like, Jesus fucking Christ, right? To me, that's the worst place. I've put myself there so many times. There's nothing worse than that for me. So when those situations in life happen, I'm like, whatever. There's nothing worse than that. I can deal with this. And that's what fighting has given me. Like I don't like I know like we're brown and that's fucking cool, but for me, fighting was that. It was the hardest thing I could think of. And like I'm like when I get old, I'm gonna look back on this and I'll be like, yo, that was some hard shit, and I did it, right?
You know, I feel the 100% the same way throughout like my whole life. Like anything something bad comes, I'm like, man, this is nothing compared to a guy on the other side of the ring trying to kill you. Like
Exactly.
nothing will ever, and not a lot of people can relate to that.
No.
That's why it's always a brotherhood between fighters, and it's always amazing to see what
Well,
other fighters do and how everything's going for them.